I don't even know what to say at this point. You know, I don't know what to say because when I look deep into this case, I'm not gonna say I studied the case and you know did all types of you know paralegal work. I'm not gonna say I did that. What I am gonna say is this: it's it's unfortunate but fortunate. It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. And that's basically how I'm looking at it. So, in this case, we have about 20, 28 defendants in this YSL case. Out of 28, 9 took plea deals before the current trial even started. You got some young guys that are like super young. You got some older guys. Here's my here's my thing, how I feel about Young Thug taking this plea case, right? You got to think about everything that comes with it. The the state wanted him to do, they wanted him to do 45 years and well, they wanted to give him 45 years. 25 of those years were actually being locked up and the other 20 probation. That man is 33 years old. So if he would have got convicted and had to do 25 years, he would be coming home when he's like, what, 55, 58? He would have been 58. 33 plus 25 years, 58. And then had to do another 20 years of probation. So he would have been 78 years old once he got off of parole. Instead, he took the plea agreement and got 15 years of probation. Now, I'm hearing people say things like, I wouldn't have took the 15 years probation. He could have beat the case. I would have sat for another year and some change or however long it would have took. My thing is this. Before you tell me that you would have sat down and fought the case, my thing is, what did you learn while you were locked up? Even if you felt like going in, you know what, man, I'm fighting this case. Like I ain't giving up. I ain't do nothing. I'm going in there playing not guilty and I'm fighting this case. 3 or 4 years later, or 3 years, or however long he was locked up, I done forgot. This was the longest. I've never seen nothing like this in my life, especially when we're talking about a rap artist fighting a RICO charge. In the process of you being locked up, what did you learn? What are you learning? If you tell me I would have kept fighting at 33 years old, my question to you is, what did you learn? Because yes, he could have beat the case, right? He could have walked off scot-free. But if he would have walked off scot-free, do you know that it's another level that he possibly would have had to go fight against, which is the feds? Because mind you, when a RICO charge is normally a Fed charge. In Georgia, they have their own RICO laws, which makes it a state law. It's a state charge. It's a good chance that if he possibly would have beat that case, it's a good chance the feds would have picked it up. I'm not saying that they wouldn't have. I'm not saying that they would have. I'm not saying that they would. I'm just saying, just because he beat the state case does not mean the feds don't come pick it up. So for those who feel like Well, I beat my cases, I'm good. I beat all my cases, I'm good. Well, first of all, he didn't beat the case. He took a plea deal. All right, so that means you didn't win. He copped out. Furthermore, if he would have took it to trial and won, it's a good chance that the feds would have picked it up. And I'm not saying that they can't still pick it up. That's another thing. The feds can still pick this up. So for him to get out, he did the smart thing. Let me hurry up and get out. Because it ain't no telling what's going to happen. Again, we don't know if the feds going to pick it up. We don't know nothing. Now, this is the thing that I wanted to say, right? I've seen people go back to jail because of a dirty urine. I'm talking about that easy. If you from, you ain't even got to be from the hood. People are stupid all over. I have seen people go back to jail, go back to prison because of a dirty urine. What does that mean? They had to smoke weed. You ever seen somebody go back to jail because of a dirty urine? You're smoking weed. You mean to tell me you couldn't stay out in the world, into society, to be free, to be with your children, if any, to be with your family, having another opportunity at life to go out there and say, let me figure it out. Let me go make some money. Let me go try to be a good citizen. You know how many people got locked up because of a dirty urine? Because they had to roll some weed up and smoke it? So I say all that to say this. Young Thug, you got a 15-year trail. You can't even be caught throwing up a peace sign. Now, to some of y'all might think, oh nah, it's not that serious. It's the discretion. It's what people are thinking. That man cannot be seen doing anything that seems like it's gang related. He can't rap with people that's gang related. He can't be seen around people that's gang related. He can't be doing things that seems like it's gang related. So if you're throwing up a peace sign, yes, we all know that's universal, peace sign. That man still got to be mindful. All that who told and who ratted, you can't even be talking about that. You got to make sure your security guards, you got to make sure your security is like paperwork ready. Because if the security guard's paperwork are not ready, you're going back to jail. You got to make sure you dot all your I's and capital cross all your T's. As a matter of fact, don't even dot your I's. Cross your I's. Do a capital I, cross, bottom cross, and capital T. Because these folks are not playing with you. These folks are not taking it light on you. They are ready to throw you under the cell. You cannot take this ish as a joke. You don't even have no, you're 33. By the time you turn, about 15 years from 33 is what, 45? No, I'm sorry. 15 years, yeah. Or 48. 48. Like, I'm not saying that he can't do it. You know, they're going to be doing random drug tests. He has 24 to 48 hours to relocate from Atlanta. I think he has about 6 kids. One of his kids lost his mother to gun violence. His mother has 11 kids. He is he is the financial breadwinner. Now you got to change your whole lifestyle. 4 times a year for 15 years, you have to do some type of community service based around gang violence, anti-gang violence, anti-gun violence. You gotta like you can't play no games with this, bro. Because they are all of that. Like, I wouldn't even want somebody calling me. I wouldn't even want somebody calling me about telling me what somebody else did. I wouldn't give a damn. You gotta stay 10 toes down. You gotta keep your eyes up or keep your eyes down. Or have tunnel vision. I don't see nothing. All I see is a goal. Whatever that goal is, boy, you gotta really be at a point where your life where it's like, yo, listen, you might as well start working out, get on a health kick. You can't even get to the point where you talking about knocking down women because ain't no telling what they might do with you. You gotta like switch your whole lifestyle up, bro. You got 15 years of walking a straight path. You might as well get on this drug free. We gotta, how can we help people with drug addiction? Get on that wave. Get on a wave of not just doing anti-gun violence and anti-drug gang violence in Atlanta. See if you could start a movement from Atlanta to Chicago to Texas to LA to Philly to New York to Detroit. Like, you got to start a young thugger movement. They're trying to. He did the right thing by coming home because it gives him an opportunity to make moves now. Now, when we talk about everybody else, it's a lot of people on this case, man. It's a lot of people on this case. We're talking about 28 people or 28 people. 9 of them took plea deals already, including him. This ain't, you had your kids talking about thuggers, a rat, you know what I'm saying? And they wasn't respecting that. And it's just like, you can't even have your kids out there tripping. Like, this ish is deeper than like it. Again, I've seen people get locked up because of a dirty urine. What was in the urine? Weed. Weed. You could. It's to the point where, damn, you couldn't even control yourself to stop smoking. Uh, I think. I think once he get into the groove of doing what he has to do to stay in the streets, going out there helping communities with the anti-gun violence, anti-gang violence, start making that anti, that drug addiction awareness movement. Because I'm telling you this right now, if he get on this putting back on the dress and it's over. It's over. I ain't gonna lie to you. Excuse me. It's over. Facts. It's over. That's all I'm gonna say. He cannot, and I repeat, he cannot be on some I'm jumping back in the dress because this is the only way I can make some money. It's man. Bro, out of all the stuff that you went through, you cannot be putting back on a dress, bro. You can't be painting your fingernails, and you the only one that damn near stood tall behind this whole case, bro. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You need to, I'm talking about totally switch this thing up. You seen with what's his name, Little Dirk and J. Cole did. Do songs for the kids, bro. Do songs for the kids. Like, you are singing in a different light now. You got 15. You gotta wait until you 48 years old to get off them papers, man. And again, and again, and again, and again. You still gotta be mindful of the feds. So, that's all I gotta say behind it. I feel bad for the kids. It's some young kids that blew trial or they took a plea deal that was in this YSL case. We don't talk about those kids. You know, it's people that's still fighting that didn't take a plea deal at all. That might help some of the defendants that's in this YSL case. Because he was allegedly the head guy. He was the number one guy. So if he took a plea deal, that could possibly help other people that's fighting their case, that's taking it to trial. I mean, when you in the streets, right, a lot of kids are manipulated. It's a lot of people that I've talked to that stated, yo, when I was 15 years old, man, I did stuff for my OGs, old heads, big bros. I did stuff for them and got like hand-me-downs. I put my life on the line and got sneakers out the deal. I put my life on the line and got a little used jacket. I put my life on the line and got a couple bucks out the deal. I actually picked up and start shooting at people and only got about a couple hundred out off the deal. Let alone the other things that people possibly did. So it's unfortunate that a lot of these young kids, because it's a few of them, 21, 22 years old, in a YSL case, and they were actually for 18, another 5. You talking about 13 years old, 14 years old, when they were going back as far as 2014 and 15. You have a lot of young kids that are a part of this YSL case that are fighting for their lives and taking plea deals. So it's not just about Young Thug coming home, although he's the main guy, right? A lot of people don't care about nobody else but Young Thug, right? I say all that to say this. We got to put everything in perspective. Because he's home. But it's a lot of young kids that's not behind YSL. And that's all I got to say behind it. I hope he come out here and do what he has to do. Because he has even more of a stardom now. Because what? His rap career, and because he actually was like one of the only ones that stood tall. So that's my take on it. And I hope them young kids, because they don't, some of them only got about like 5 more years to go, or 10 more years to go. And I'm not saying only, like it's like, nah. What I'm saying is when they come home, they still going to be relatively young. They're going to miss younger years, but they still going to be relatively young. And I hope they learn from this too. And it's unfortunate that some of these kids are manipulated into being something that they don't want to be, or being something that appears to be something that they want to be in life, which is a gangster, a thug, a demon, a street nigga, somebody that's respected in the streets. The allure of the streets don't get you nowhere, but dead or in jail. Man, like, share, and subscribe, man, if you want, man. If not, it's B McFly, man. Let's go.